You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns because, well, there's going to be unpacking on the Cleveland Browns coaching situation over the coming days and weeks as we head towards the draft. Senior Bowl this weekend. I've got something coming involving the Senior Bowl and Diego Pavia. Watch for that video after this one. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're still subscribed. The guy told me yesterday, if you hadn't brought it up, I wouldn't have checked. And sure enough, I was unsubscribed. So pay attention to the comments section. You'll see people that will say, hell, I was subscribed. What happened? Well, YouTube happened and some kind of bot system they've got going. It's got to be a bot. It's automated. It's got to be. They ain't. There's not anybody just walking or just sitting at a desk, just walking around unsubscribing to people all day long. I don't get it. So we got some insight here into what's going on with Jim Schwartz. Now, it sounds to me like Jim Schwartz is gone. Gone. Now, do I think there's a world where Jimmy Haslam in his pocketbook could theoretically save the entire situation? Yeah, I mean, that exists. I mean, an extra $1 million or $2 million a year can help with a lot of apologies. There's a lot of I'm sorries in an extra $1 million a year. Here's their problem. You got my Niners sniffing around now, and Jim Schwartz is thinking Super Bowl. If I go to the Niners, I got a chance next year, if that team can stay healthy. Maybe I'm in the Super Bowl, right? That's always a possibility. Jim Schwartz has got a ring already, but who the hell doesn't want another one? I get it. But, Jimmy can always get creative and be like, look, defensive coordinator, assistant head coach. I'll give you $1 million a year to stay as a coordinator. I'll give you another $1 million a year, another $500,000 a year to be the assistant head coach. So you got real power on this team. I'm not going to call it a co-head coach. I understand people have said that sort of thing sort of exists. Well, that sort of thing exists in the way that one guy is the head coach, clear cut, and he's also the coordinator, clearly, over another part of the team, and then you've got a quote-unquote head coach over the other half of the team, the defense, right? But there's still one head coach to rule them all. So that co-head coach thing is sort of bullshit. Jim Schwartz situation, this is Jordan Schultz. This is pretty wild. Jim Schwartz expected to get the head coaching job, especially after the Grant Udinski dropped out. So when Udinski dropped, he thought he was the head coach. No wonder he's pissed. When informed this morning that the job was going to be Todd Monken's, Jim Schwartz said goodbye to a few people and angrily told others, quote, I'm done with the Browns. Several players, including Myles Garrett, has a strong affinity for Jim Schwartz. It will be worth watching how players react to this. We'll get to that in a minute. Myles is pissed. Schwartz is under contract with the Browns, so he can't just leave. But as one source put it, quote, if it has to get ugly, Jim Schwartz is someone who will be perfectly fine making it ugly. All right, so he's ready to muck this whole thing up. And in case people don't know what that means wading through the mud, through the swamp. It slows you down. It weighs you down. If he doesn't want to be there, you don't keep him there. Right? Because then it becomes who the hell wants a coach that doesn't want to be there and doesn't buy in? Then that becomes toxic. And that also has a clear-cut us versus them scenario, well, it's Jim Schwartz in-house versus Todd Monken in-house. No, you can't have it. You cannot have that. All right, at all, because you'll have one half of the team listening to one coach that's not really the coach. Myles Garrett posted this right there on his Instagram. Posted on ESPN Cleveland. Myles Garrett via IG right there. He's not happy. Got his head down. Oh, hard day of work. And you might be thinking, well, what would you do, Rhodes? What would I do if Myles Garrett can't get on board? I'd trade him in a heartbeat. I would trade him. Right there, Flash Garrett. And I was one last year that said they should have traded him anyway. Oh, but Rhodes, the record and blah. Okay, I mean, that's great and all, but and I understand all the outrage that was levied in the direction of Jerry Jones over Micah Parsons. Look, Jerry looks right now. By the way, he looks right. He turned one of the part of that trade into Quinn Williams. There's ways to rebuild the defense. I understand, legendary player, but this happens at the end of careers. Or as a player gets older, and he may have another 3 or 4 really great years left. But if you got a chance to get, say, two first, and I mean, the precedent is set. You know exactly. Michael Parsons, pretty much. Probably you might get a little more. You might get an extra pick on the backside. But you pretty much know. You want the team to be better, Myles, complementary football, you need an offense, a mediocre offense. If Baby Jim leaves, that's on him. I think a lot of people could coach this defense and be fine. I mean, I don't know. What more does the man need to do? He just broke the record, and they pushed the favorite DC for a head coach that nobody wanted. Brown's about to be even worse in 2026. It's over. He made his own bed when he chose to renew the contract. That's true. You could have went then. Nope. We don't want to hear your nonsense. You opted in to take the money, so you knew what you were getting into. Deal with it. You know, I mean, look, I wonder. I have a lot of problems with the Browns in how they handled the head coaching search. But there's a world where Todd Monken works out. That world does exist. And I wonder, when you look at his resume, if he was 10 years younger, if he was 15, let's say instead of being 59, he was 42. Oh, Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator for Lamar Jackson? Todd Monken, the 2-time offensive coordinator for the Georgia National Championship team? I think this would be viewed differently. Because let's be honest, people are mad about Jim Schwartz. I mean, Kevin Stefanski's record, is it better than Jim Schwartz's record with the Lions? And in this day and time, I'm sorry, I'm probably erring on the side of offense over defense. And by the way, there could be options out there. Raheem Morris. Look, I don't like Raheem Morris as my head coach, as my defensive coordinator. Yeah, that might work. Pretty impressive as a defensive coordinator. If Jim Schwartz goes to the Niners, Gus Bradley's going to free up. Because there was a thought that Gus Bradley, the former Jags coach, was going to move up into Robert Sala's spot. Now, I mean, Kyle Shanahan's always looking to upgrade. Gus Bradley free up. Now, if you ask me which one I'd want, Morris or Bradley, I'm taking Morris all day long. If you look around, you can get another defensive coordinator. You know? I'm not sure. Did the Jets finalize a deal? If Wink, I'd have to look. I don't know if Wink Martindale is still on the market. If he was on the market, that'd be the guy I'd call and I'd hire immediately. And I'd let Jim Schwartz go. You get my point. I mean, sorry. It is what it is. I've got a real problem with the process because the process eliminated guys that were clear-cut better candidates than Todd Monken. Your John Harbaughs, your Mike McCarthy's, your Sean McDermott's were eliminated. Even Mike McDaniel was eliminated because you wanted to keep Jim Schwartz. So it's the process, the fact that you wanted to saddle everybody with Jim Schwartz and that backfired. I mean, how did you know that Jim Schwartz wasn't going to stay if you hired Todd Monken? How did you not know that? So the process is the problem. The hire, well, I know a lot of Browns fans hate it. There's a world where this hire works. His offenses have been good. Tell me what you think. This is a lot of drama with the Browns. A lot of drama. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.